Thanks for having me on, John, Davey, and Pat. And yeah, McDevitt and Doctor, you're both close, so I guess that's end of discussion.
Yeah, we're brothers in arms now.
Yeah, I mean, as Temple advocates, Jim, it's hard for us to like really warm up to the whole Villanova thing, but we'll look at other lines of your resume.
I understand. I get it.
And you understand that, too. We don't want to look directly into the eyes of Jay Wright and fall under his spell like every other person in the Philly media. You know, like that has ever met Jay. Everyone loves Jay. You know,
he is great, man. He's an awesome guy. He's actually come out to our games and banged the drum at Subaru Park. So he's a really great coach, and obviously, hopefully enjoying some of the retirement moments now.
How are you? How do you deal with a team where now the expectations are completely sky high? There were a lot of high expectations coming into the year, but now the expectations are just getting bigger and bigger as the season goes along because you guys are looking like a true championship contender.
Yeah, you're always guarding against the letdown, and I think last time I spoke with you guys, we were doing great defensively and had the #1 team in the league, and now we're scoring 5, 6, 7 goals a game and shutting teams out. So we've kept the defensive side going, and then we're hopefully, if we stay on pace, we'll break a lot of the league records in terms of defense. And you know, Philadelphia loves good defending. We know that, right, as a city. But
sure.
Now we're breaking out on the offensive side. So yeah, the expectations have rose. The cool thing about this group is they don't run or hide from the high expectations. They want to get back into the playoffs when the real season starts. And I'll just say we have some unfinished business from last year. That's what's really motivating these guys.
Yeah, Jim, Andre Blake continues to not only be, the best MLS goalkeeper, but just one of the best goalies I've seen play this year. The guy's incredible. You guys lead the league with the least goals scored against. Is that a credit to the majority of that fall on Andre? Is that team philosophy? Is that just Kai Wagner? Is it just everything, or is that a real credit to Andre?
It's a good question, and then philosophically, look, I ask my forwards to defend, and I kind of, most offensive players don't like to play defense, but I've kind of not tricked them, but baited them into realizing if they defend, they're going to get easier goals. With good defense comes the tap-in type goals, and they've been on the receiving end of them, so they're motivated and behind it. But certainly having Andre back there is special. I got into an argument with a guy on TV yesterday about why do goalkeepers not even get discussed as MVPs in our league, and it's a mindset that needs to shift because the position is so valuable. It's similar to Heisman Trophy. For a defender to win it, he has to do something completely out of the ordinary, and it's the same in soccer. We almost just have kind of come to just expect what Andre does is normal, and it's not. So it's great to have him back there, but certainly our back line's playing amazing. The guys that you mentioned, Kai Wagner, our center back, Jacob Glesnes, and Jack Elliott are doing great too. But it's a real team effort. And these guys are programmed with the team success, the individual accolades and awards come. So if Andre wins goalkeeper of the year, or even is in the MVP discussion, we all take pride in that. And I think that's the way our group is, and we're a true team in that way.
They are my wife, a native Jamaican, Jim.
Oh wow!
And there are Philadelphia Union fans in Kingston, Jamaica, who follow the team because of him. They love him.
He's a reggae boy.
If you walk around with Andre in Jamaica,
they know him.
It's the same as walking around with Jordan or Iverson. You know what I mean? Like, it really is.
They love him.
Famous over there. He is a god. So that's their sport, along with cricket.
Jim, Union defeated the DC United. You scored a touchdown on them, which is pretty rude of you guys. But Julian Carranza had yet another hat trick. What is it about DC United that just has this guy ready to go to the point where they just call him Daddy?
We've had their number, over the past several seasons. Look, I'll tell you guys, to score 7 and then score 6 against them it's not normal. So again, back to the first question, the expectations have really risen. That's not something that's going to happen all the time. I have people now yelling at me from the stands that if we're only up 3-0, it's not enough, and that's the mindset shifted, and it's added more pressure. But certainly Julian has stepped in and definitely has DC United's number, but he's played in really good games against other opponents too, and he's still only just turned 22, so he's got a really big future in front of him, and if he keeps scoring goals like this, I think we can make some noise in the playoffs.
Jim, from the history of the league, and you can educate those of us who aren't as well versed, would most champions usually be considered great offensive teams or great defensive teams?
It's a good question. The league has shifted a lot. So this is a league that's grown from back when I played. There was 10 teams, and it's really exploded. Now there's 28. So there's a ton of different styles of play. There's teams like LAFC that are kind of all out attack, and they're scary, and they're just buying world class players, and a Gareth Bale that they just added. So there are attacking teams that can win. I still think in the playoffs, in the hard games, when the weather gets cold and you have to maybe go to a Philadelphia where it's 20 degrees, it helps to be good defensively. So I'm still always going to give you the answer that defense is still what wins, but there's certainly some high-flying offensive teams that have won in the past in this league, but I still think if you even look at those teams, they had a nice, stable defense that maybe just did their job with guys that don't get the accolades. We all know the offensive players get all the glory and get all the money, but defense still is important.
Yeah, Jim, one of the reasons the Union are so successful these days is because of so much homegrown talent in the Union Academy, and you still have Aaronsons in the system. Are the guys following leads? Because Brendan Aaronson is not only taking the EPL by storm, but he's going to be, a main staple of the U.S. men's national team now. What's it like down there seeing one of your guys grow from Medford, New Jersey to the national stage? I mean, Leeds is bumping Man City and Man U off of NBC. I know it's a huge point of pride.